Well, happy December, folks. Welcome to the very first try of At Home with Tobes, where I am going to do some food prep. Yep, we're going to try a little online cooking. We'll see how this goes. Who knows? Might be more than online cooking. You might just get to know me in a way that you never really wanted to anyway. Nah. So, bear with me because I've never tried this before. Enjoy. Today, on this cold, snowy, yucky December 1st, we are going to be working with venison. And we are going to use these items to start with our marinade. Hand-picked juniper berries from my mum in Newfoundland. Some shallots, some garlic, rosemary, peppercorns, and some kosher salt. This is just the start. More to come. So this is currently my favorite knife, which I picked up about 1.5 years ago at a thrift store. It's a Henkel. I got it for $1. You know, it's nothing too fancy. Oh, I also got this Henkel steel for $1. The knife has a decent blade on it, good edge. Could use a better sharpening. And it's got some pretty nifty cracks in the handle, which, yeah, if I have any friends that do epoxy work, hit me up. I could use the help. Anyway, so I got the shallots peeled for the most part. I have a little discard bowl. I always try to keep a discard bowl when I'm cooking. And I just want to get things set up here so I can get them all nicely chopped and then get ready to do my marinade. People are going to say that, you know, I'm probably making more dishes for myself than I need to when I do stuff like this, but I do my own dishes, so what does it really matter? All right, getting the garlic set up. Doesn't have to be too fine. This marinade's probably going to sit overnight. And tomorrow I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to try these on charcoal barbecue, my propane barbecue, depending on how much propane is left, or if I want to even attempt to pan fry and finish in the oven. But this is one of my favorite ways to prepare venison if I'm not doing it in ground or stew form. And that nice long marinade really helps along with flavor, gaminess, texture as well. Yeah, so just basically shallot, medium size, and a clove of garlic. That's what we need to start. So now I'm working on cutting up the venison. And I'm just going to put it into chunks, about a square inch each. If it's a little bigger, a little smaller, it doesn't matter. You just got to watch it when you're cooking it, that's all. And I'm throwing it into a mixing bowl right now that I already have the garlic and shallots in with just a touch of oil. And once I get all of the venison put into this bowl, then I'm going to do a bit of kosher salt right away before I take my larger components of the seasonings and put them into my mortar and pestle. As soon as you're done with your knife and cutting board, get it in the sink, get water on it, wash it right away. Don't be lazy. Kosher salt. Looked like a lot, didn't it? Trust me, you're gonna need it. All right, so I'm guessing 2.5 pounds or so of the venison. That's back straps and one steak. I just put them together. So for that, I'm going to use about 3 of these juniper berries. They are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Mom. Good amount of peppercorn mix. Watch out for those white peppercorns. Woo, they get spicy. I love them. And then rosemary. Into the mortar and pestle. A little more rosemary. And then crunch it. Now, if you got a spice blender, you can use that. If not, I would suggest, a Ziploc bag and a pickle jar. I'm sure you could accomplish what you want. Wax paper, parchment paper, tin foil, whatever. You don't really got to worry about breaking up the rosemary all that much either. A lot of people don't end up liking rosemary when it gets in their teeth and whatnot, but when it's bigger pieces, it's easier to pull out or take off your meat. And also always remember, hydrate. Water, water, water. You want to get everything mashed up pretty good. Gotta love that sound. And then just right over the meat. All right, so now we're gonna add a little more oil. I gotta use sunflower oil. My dietitian said it's the best for me. They don't really want to see me using too much olive oil anymore or things like that. They said canola or sunflower are the best. And then don't judge, guys. I'm unemployed, I'm broke, so dollar store brand balsamic vinegar. You don't need a lot, but you need enough. And then stir it up. Make sure everything has a good coating. You're getting that garlic and the shallots and all those seasonings pretty liberally spread over every chunk of deer. Now, if you're a warrior, you can use your hands. That's fine. Normally I would, but then I'd have the sink running in the background and you wouldn't be able to hear me properly. Okay, you want to make sure that you've got just a little bit of visible oil and vinegar mixture at the bottom of your bowl. And I am going to transfer it into a ceramic casserole dish. Trying to get all the bits of the garlic and peppercorns, shallots, juniper berries. I want to get everything in this dish. And I'd use my rubber spatula, but I only have one, and right now I'm trying to teach myself sourdough starter, so I'm not using it for anything else but that. Yeah, it's fun being broke. So you get that laid out, try to get it, flat so it's not overlapping too much. You want to make sure all these flavors are working everywhere. Then I'm going to do something you probably are going to think is crazy. I'm going to add more kosher salt. A lot of people will have theirs drowning in a marinade. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to cover this after I put black pepper on and let it sit in my fridge till around this time tomorrow, which is noonish. maybe even a little longer. There's nothing wrong with a nice long marinade when it comes to this. It's going to help pull out that gaminess that a lot of people can't seem to, wrap their heads around. Oh, I don't like venison. You just don't know how to cook it. You don't know how to season it. And that's what this is. My mom taught me years ago with a moose roast. And I took that marinade that she taught me and carried it over to my venison. And that is my favorite way to do venison. Also, Scotty, thank you much for the venison. All right. So I'm going to get this wrapped up and put away. And that's pretty much all we're doing for today. I will do another series of recordings tomorrow when I'm trying to figure out what kind of side I want to make for this. All right. In the meantime, happy Monday, y'all. Take care.